We're live.
Hey everyone.
What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 222. Adam, you were excited for 222
I was excited,
because the
and now I'm
year.
less excited
You're less excited.
because you reminded me of it being 222.
Well, this is the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. We're part of the Pokemon Professor Network. Today is Tuesday, June 7th, 2022, episode 222 on 2022. I'm Ken Pescatore. That's Adam Tuttle. Hi, Adam.
Hey, how are you, Ken?
What's going on? Shout out to everyone in the chat early. What's going on, Ranger? How are you?
Justin, he's in the chat too.
We are live streaming this recording.
Pure
So
Lighters in the house.
if you're listening on an audio platform, you could jump over to our Twitch or YouTube to check out the archive of the VOD. And if you're watching this live right now, you could always catch up later this week on audio format wherever your podcasts are sold, delivered,
Free to
syndicated.
listen to.
Well, Adam, this past week was GoFest. Big weekend.
It was a big weekend.
Yes, a lot of news, a lot of stuff to talk about. I know you had work, so I already feel your pain, but I want to talk through it and see,
All right,
see how your experience was. We also had the Ultra Beast Nihilego came around. That was kind of a big shock. Pretty cool. People were pretty excited about it. We have Adventure Week, which started today. So we'll kind of run through that.
And boy, has it been an adventure.
It has been an adventure. And yeah, has it? I mean, I don't know. I'm still coming down from GoFest. So we'll have to see. My back is still hurting from GoFest. My dogs are barking still. But Jamal from the Waste Spotters podcast is going to join us about halfway through the show. Jump on. We're going to do a little Wayfarer talk. I think it would be a good idea to get some first early tips for people that are just getting into Wayfarer, of how they can get involved, get started with it. I know it can be kind of daunting and there's a lot to learn. So we'll get some tips straight from Jamal. And we've got additional details now on the TCG crossover event within Pigo. So this is really exciting. And they made this event just for Adam because it has a Pikachu with a hat.
Which I can't be mad at. I want to, but I can't.
Why?
Because it's promoting the card game.
I knew, and it's not even a good hat. It's a really.
It's not. It doesn't even
hat.
have like the Play Pokemon logo or anything. It's
when
just,
I saw it.
Hey, look, here's three generic looking cards.
This is bad. I go, this is not an exciting hat in the least. I go, but watch, Adam's gonna like it because it's TCG. I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen. I absolutely knew that was gonna happen. But also,
would you say you had Future Sight?
I did have Future Sight, but we also will do a Mega Aerodactyl raid guide and battle party, since that is our mega raid through the end of the Adventure Week, which is not a week long. It's 5 days, right? 7th and 12th. Yeah. So it's always weird when they do that. But let's talk GoFest. So this past weekend was Global GoFest, the 4th and the 5th, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday was the big day, the big catch day where the event was popping off. And Sunday was more of a chill raid-based day where everyone could kind of rest and still enjoy the game, whether you were playing in person or remotely, or if you did like me and you played in person, but you did a lot of sitting on Sunday because my feet were hurting so bad from Saturday. But Adam, start us off. Let us know how it was for you, because I know you had work. What was that like? Were you kind of like FOMOing the whole day?
Yeah, I had it in my mind because I had woken up. I wasn't going in until like the 2:00 shift, but I'm supposed to report at 1:45. Like that's the time I'm supposed to clock in. So I had to leave my house because it's like an hour, give or take, with traffic. So it's like I never know, especially with the summertime. It's getting like longer and longer, my drive or my commute. So I basically, after showering, I left my house 12:30.
That was too late to leave, wasn't it?
No. That was fine.
So wait, did you play from 10 to 12:30?
So I had woken up and like I started playing, and it took me a half hour to realize that I didn't have my incense on.
Oh,
But,
no.
like, I wasn't moving, so, like, I don't know. I was like, "Oh,
Well, it
I'm
wouldn't have
not losing
mattered
anything."
because stationary incense was boosted with
Again,
spawns every
these
45
things I
seconds.
didn't in my head, I was so
Oh,
confused
poor
because
Adam.
no, like, because it's I didn't prepare for it. I didn't have any post or anything that, like, I wanted to, like, share with the world and, like, get them hyped for GoFest because, like, it was already happening. Like, I had left work and, like, people were sending Axu invites, so it's like this was, like, the day before. So it was just like it just didn't feel like I was prepared like, mentally, and so it felt like a community day that, like, I couldn't necessarily play.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the big difference here, right, is that this was an 8-hour event versus a community day, which is now stripped down to 3 hours.
Yes,
So
but we had been given it for 6, so, like, that's the kind of feel that it was, I don't know. That's just where my mind was at, and, with the Go Plus just disconnecting all day, it really I was like, "This it's not really worth this much anxiety." I was like, "If I didn't have the Go Plus, I would be, like, scratching my skin, like, but it was
so
like I had to, like, go to the bathroom multiple times to just to connect it, and, so it was just frustrating.
did you update your iOS to 15.5?
Uh, is that what
Bam,
the
that's your issue right there. So
alright.
whenever there's an iOS update, it typically fucks around with Adventure Sync and the Go Plus. And I always see like constant disconnects whenever there's an iOS thing. And look, this could be my tinfoil hat thing, right? Who knows? But I've noticed the trend that whenever there's an iOS update, it it has some kind of impact on the connectivity of Go Plus and the ability for the device to stay connected. So it would connect fine, you'd look good, you catch, spin, do whatever, but then within moments it would just disconnect to where like, you get the press and you get the little reassurance buzz where you're like, all right, I'm connected. You would just
Yep.
press and like you're like, what the hell? Why am I disconnected again? So I think that a lot of people are struggling with that because they had not upgraded to 15.5. But again, maybe that's just me. So Nihilego was released 10 a.m. on Saturday. Did you have the ability
So the
to?
first one I actually got invited to again after I got out of work. Lachlan from the Waste Spotters podcast sent me and I call it Nihiglio. That's just what I've always called it.
That's way
And
too many syllables.
I know, but that's what I call it, Nihiglio. But yeah, you invited me to one, and I was like one and done. Like that's just what it felt like. I was like, okay. And then I hadn't looked at the game for most of the day. So I had guests that were in line, like buying stuff, and they had their phones down and they're like, oh, this game is stressing me out. I'm just trying to catch these shinies and the things just keeps just despawning and I'm trying to do this and this. And I was like, I feel you. And
I
like I
think what they
pointed,
were really saying was, "I would like some chocolate, please." But what you heard was, "This this device keeps disconnecting."
no. But they were saying that. So I was like, they're stressed out. And then I could see on their phone, I saw the raid for the Nihiglio, and I was like, "Hey, if you wanna do that, just let me know." I was like, "I got a guy in the kitchen that would also like to join." So
That's
I'm
so
like
funny.
secretly just like jump in, just start doing it. But it's just
Wow.
like after a couple of those, like on my break, I got to sit and play, and that's when I caught my shiny Axu. So I was like, okay, I got a shiny Axu. I was like, I can feel accomplished.
So wait a second. How many raids did you do? Because I
Uh
know people doing 100 plus raids with no shiny Axu. So
I probably did like 16 or 17.
oh,
Maybe
okay.
20 max, but it was definitely under that
And
because I
this was all
know
on
for
your
a
lunch
fact
break? Was this like a power lunch break?
no, these were like every chance I could
Okay. All right. No. So
check downstairs for something,
yeah, exactly. I gotta step outside for a second. It's like I've suddenly started smoking cigarettes. I need to go have a smoke break.
but it was hard because it was like there was a line out the door. I couldn't catch things, like, I knew that my thing was disconnected, so I was, like, having, like, anxiety with that and being like, "Oh, this is ridiculous." So a little stressful, but then I did another Axu raid and got the hundo. So I was like, okay, I think
Wow.
I'm okay. Like, I think that me, because you go on Twitter and that's literally all you see is just people trading their shinies, getting the lucky shundo. Shout out to Lee Snaps. Um, just and then like everybody else just hundo Axu, hundo Axu, hundo, and I was like, I don't feel like part of the club unless I got one or a shiny one. So it's like I got part of both clubs.
All right. So the remote rating notwithstanding, were you able to like actually play on foot, get some kilometers in?
No,
Wow. Okay.
no,
Wow. So
like
you had a
there was
really
just too
limited
much.
experience,
Yeah,
and
there
this
was
was
just too much going
Saturday.
on in the morning. Like Saturday morning, like I only got to see Ashton for so long, so it's like I prioritize like making breakfast and like I was still playing, but trying to multitask, breakfast and watching something and like trying to like entertain him and so it was just hard because like then I had to take care of myself and get myself ready to work and then I had to go to work and then driving. I could barely catch anything while driving, so I was like, "Oh, look at that Torkoal! Oh, it ran. Oh, look at
Wow.
that! Oh, it ran. Oh, look at that! It ran."
All right. So before we get into Sunday, I'll kind of recap my Saturday. So
Well, hold on, just so I can officially say like the recap about shinies that I got because I only got like 4, I think 5 maybe.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I got
I bet
5. So I got the Axu. My first shiny was the Piplup. I got the Girafarig, and then I got a Slakoth and a Baltoy. I already had those 3, but not the Girafarig. And then I got the
wow.
Axu. So that was like, okay.
All right. So let me
What's up, Podgy Panda?
yeah, Podgy Panda, what's up? So I was fortunate. I did not have the struggles you did on Saturday. I was able to play the whole day, and I hooked up with Coach Kev, came by the house, and I went down to Red Bank with him to play with the Red Bank group. And I think like our feet touched down, probably like 9:30 a.m. So we are able to power up some stops, kind of just get ourselves mentally prepared, communicate with the local group so we could all get together. And I mean, 10 o'clock hit and we were off to the races. And for Kev, it was an interesting thing because, he's used to playing, he plays the game a lot, but he's not necessarily used to being a foot soldier. He's kind of on the car grind kind of
The Foot
thing. And
Clan.
I told him ahead of time, I go, bro, you better bring some icy hot and some some Motrin. I go, because I'm letting you know now the Red Bank group doesn't play, and 10 o'clock it's on, and we're not going to stop till till the cows come home.
6:05.
Yeah, so 10 o'clock rolls in, and we just went for it immediately. And something I wanted to ask you about, and I mean, I know that you were probably even feeling this double because you couldn't actually play, but that was like that initial feeling of being overwhelmed. Like, remember when we had the Kanto tour and the Johto tour, and you have this Today view that just seems like a mile long and all this crazy stuff to try to manage and be aware of. And I think they did an okay job kind of breaking it down to just the 4 habitats. So it was just kind of,
Make sure you catch everything.
yeah, it was like a smaller amount of things to scroll down. But what I noticed was I kind of got lost on the global challenges. Like, I was scrolling past it every time to get to the collection challenges,
Yeah,
and I wasn't really
I
paying
can't even
attention.
say that I looked at them.
But I thought, the initial reaction from the community was these shiny rates are broken. I'm not getting any shinies. It's 2 hours into the event, I have 1, or 2 hours in, I have 2. And I remember talking about that specifically during the tour events, because they were longer events, 6 to 8 hour events, and this isn't a community day. So I think that the culture that Niantic has built around the community days has spoiled us to the point where when we don't get that 1 in 25 shiny rate, you immediately think like the game is broken. Like, oh, Niantic screwed up with the shiny rates. Like, it's just not good. So I think that we're too conditioned to community day being the standard for shiny rate during an event, right? Like, we're in adventure week now. We don't expect there to be a 1 in 25 shiny chance, but for a destination style event like a community day, it it feels more like you should have a higher rate, even though that's not necessarily the case, and they don't necessarily call it out, right? It's still like a if you're
Yeah,
lucky kind of
exactly.
thing. So
And
I
for me, I
guess I
wasn't
can,
mad. Like, it was more or less like I just wanted a new shiny, something I hadn't gotten before, and I got one or two, I
yeah.
guess. So I mean, I was happy with it.
So I think what I felt during the Kanto tour and Johto tour that I was feeling here was anytime someone did get a shiny, even if it was a shitty one, like my first shiny, like an hour and 20 minutes in was a Chimchar. I was like, really? This is how the game's going to do me? You know, like, even though it was a crappy shiny from my perspective, like it felt special because I had to play for an hour and a half or whatever to get it. So I felt like I put in my work. And anytime someone got a shiny, you get that call out, that, you know, oh my God, I got a shiny kind of feeling, that dose of serotonin that everyone in the group can then feel because you get excited for the people you're playing with. And during the community day, that kind of gets lost because people are getting, 50 shinies. So I liked the shiny economy during this event because every shiny you got through the events felt a little bit more special. But then by the time you were at the end of the event, I saw the culture of everyone I was playing with change from, oh my God, this shiny rate is broken, I'm not getting enough shinies, to like, oh shit, I did get 12. This was a good day. This was a good haul. But let's run through what we saw for the event here, and we'll go from there. So first of all, Tropius in the key art, I think Tropius was one of the coolest things to see in the wild, just because it's so big. You don't realize how big the Pokemon is. So when you see it at scale in the wild, that was pretty cool. Now, I want to talk about incense because, like I said, they did boost the incense for stationary to one spawn every 45 seconds. So that was huge, right? That was a nice
Yeah,
surprise. I don't want to say that they're exploiting this, but I think this is an okay tool for them to toggle on and off during events. You know what I mean? Like, I think that that's a pretty cool thing. Mythical Hitch in the chat saying that it was the first time he got a Tropius and a Torkoal. That's solid. Dex entries during a big event like that, and they're actually tagged from the event. You know what I mean? Like in your log. I think that's really cool. But the frustration I had with the incense was this thing they posted about on Niantic Help, where there was a visual bug that was causing Pokemon that were spawning from an incense or a lure. So when you tap on them, they would kind of just poof away because, in essence, they're not really there. They had already despawned per the game, but for whatever reason, the visually they were still on the map. So when you touched on it, they poofed away. And with, if we scroll down here in the video and look at the incense, spawns, right? The ticket only incense spawns. Let's find it. Here we go. So it's the good shit. Galarian Weezings, all the
all the shiny
unknowns,
unknowns.
Torkoal, Axew, right?
Axu,
Tropius. So
Pancham,
all this stuff
Pancham,
was,
Panji Panda, Pancham.
but look, how fucking frustrating was it when you finally see an unknown, because they were very rare on the incense,
And
and then
then
you
poof.
click on it and it disappears.
That
It
happened so many times.
I heard so many sighs of just like, the entire day of people just being so frustrated. And even though it's a minor thing, right? Like the Pokemon isn't really there, we shouldn't get upset, because it was just literally happening for 8 hours. I was exhausted by it by the end of the day, where I was just expecting, like, if anything cool popped up on the screen, I was going to lose it. So let's backpedal a little bit and kind of just go through what we had going on. Obviously, the four different biomes here. It was great as far as we really did get a different feel each hour. Every hour that the game,
diversity was really nice.
it was really, really good. However, it was clear to my community and the people that I was playing with that they could give two shits about the tundra biome, like the weakest one of all. Like they had no interest. Like when they were like, oh, we got to pee or we got to eat or we got to do whatever, they're like, we got to wait for tundra to come around. That's like where everybody wanted to take a break. So I did like the diversity, but this seemed like a clear, not so great biome out of all of it. Do you know anyone that got the shiny unknown? I only know JT Valor. JT Valor was the only
I did
person I
see.
saw.
I saw Master Ball 603. He's from
Okay.
my area.
Hella rare, but it was I kind of like that. But yeah, we to the point where some people were like, they forgot to turn it on. Blah, blah, blah. But I really like seeing the Galarian Weezings in the wild. That's just, every time it came up, I was like, look at this distinguished gentleman. Like, it's just fun. Everyone was having a good time. It was a good vibe. And I think the event won people over as the event went on. So first 2 hours, people were like, oh my God, the shiny rates are fucked up. Like, I'm not having a good time. And then as the event went on, people started getting more acclimated to the rates and it felt better. And by the end of the event, everyone seemed overwhelmingly positive on it, except the people that didn't get the Axu, who were like insanely stressed out because
Wow.
that's really all they wanted. But yeah, Mythical Hitch in the chat said no new shiny in the Tundra. Yeah, that makes it not
when
so
you
exciting.
shiny?
Yeah, I got 2 Numel. So I was able to get the evolution there. I did not get the Giraffe Rig. I got 1 Shroomish, so that was pretty exciting. I did get 2 shiny Axu, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. So that was really, really awesome. I had a great time raiding the Axu. It's fun to have that. Now, another bit of feedback I heard from a lot of people was, where's the event research, right? There was no event specific research. So typically you'd have certain spawns locked behind the research that are the if you're lucky spawns or whatever. We didn't have any of that. So I don't want to say it felt jarring, but the encounters that we were getting from the events were just like your normal seasonal field research. So those spawns didn't always align with what was going on in the game with the biomes, with the habitats. So that was a little funky. But other than that, it was awesome. Now, they kind of dropped the bomb on us like, hey, everybody, Nihilego is out. And that was like a nice switch up, even though Sunday was the raid day. They dropped it on Saturday to kind of just give this different feel and a different vibe. And I thought the whole story portion of it was absolutely awesome. It was nice not seeing the professor, there, and we actually had the Nihilego, and it was cool to see the wormhole instead of the egg. I thought that was pretty fun.
And that's the thing. That's what I was talking about when I saw at the register. I was looking at their phone and could see that the timer, and I was like, oh, that must be like a visual glitch or something. And I didn't realize that it was a timer going down until Nihiglio appeared.
Yeah.
So it's not an egg. I didn't know that.
So it was cool. It was an easy raid. You could pretty much take care of it with 3 people, no problem. So it was fun to be able to just knock these out. And, with all the extra XP and all that kind of stuff, it was really great. And like I said before, the global challenges kind of got lost on me because I wasn't paying attention to them. I was just going through worried about, you have that at the top of every hour for the first cycle of habitats. It was just like stress to get the collection challenge done. Like, I knew that even if I didn't pay attention, I would have caught everything, but I was still stressed out about it to start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So because of that, I kind of ignored my personal performance or the group's performance on the global challenge. And then all of a sudden you get the alert like, hey, it's active. Great job. Great work. So that was a little funky, but it was nice to get this as a surprise. So I ended up putting in like almost 27,000 steps on Saturday. It was a great day to be outside. The weather was awesome here in Jersey. And, I felt like accomplished as far as getting a good amount of like fitness in, right? Because I was walking the whole day. So we go out to eat in Red Bank right after the event ends. We're doing all our trades. It was great. It was like the true stereotypical IRL experience that Niantic would want. We were like the poster childs. We were like, everyone comes, we all meet up We had one person who's been a lurker in the local Discord for like 6 months and hasn't talked to anyone shows up. And then by the end of the event, we're all hanging out and having a good time. So like we welcome them into the physical group. We had people come from out of town that came into our group, and we're talking. It was just like all the points that Niantic would want to hit socially. This event pulled off. So after the event, we go out to eat, and we were dying of sweat, and it was so nice to sit down, and it was like air conditioned, had fans on and everything. And then like 6:45, I like stood up to like get up from the table, and it was like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking old man, dude. Like I couldn't move. Like I was so beat up. I was hurting so bad. I was like, this ride home is gonna be terrible. And I felt it like crazy the next day. So I was like, all right, I'm glad they do this more chill day on Sunday, because one, I didn't think my body would have been able to take it. Mythical Hitch saying 2 hours of trades after the event would have been clutch. Yeah, it's kind of, Duck's Feet got an O and U shiny. What? That is insane. I only caught like a dozen unknown the entire weekend, let alone a shiny,
Yeah.
but that was crazy. But I did enjoy the Sunday. It was enough that I could play for like the first 4 or 5 hours of just using my free passes. Like that was the best part. Was I could play from a free to play kind of perspective. I didn't have to put any money out of pocket. I got my raids in, and I was able to still get some steps in. I still did like 15,000 steps, but I was able to take those breaks, walk from one raid to the next, have a seat, do the raid, kind of shoot the shit, move on to the next one. And it felt like the pacing was really nice as a day 2 of the event. So I really enjoyed it overall. I thought it was just, I don't know. In my opinion, this might have been the best virtual event that Niantic has ever done. I think that once you get over the hump of the shiny rate not being the same as Community Day, like, and you swallow that pill, everything's better. Everything is better. And I preach on this show, like, I don't like to judge a event's success by how many shinies you get, right? It's a fun metric,
Yeah.
but not really like necessary. Like, I think I got, I don't know, 18, 19 shinies. So it was still a great,
18?
yeah. But dude, I caught 1,200 Pokemon on Saturday.
I probably caught nothing like that.
So I mean, I wasn't doing the shiny check thing. I was catching everything I touched. So it was like, I played pretty heavy. So it was a lot of fun, because I haven't been able to have that dedicated play experience in a long time. So I was fortunate that I was able to do that. But this gets me really excited for the upcoming events, including Adventure Week, because we unlocked all these perks, right? We did all these global challenges. So we have these enhanced events coming out. And I guess we can jump right over to Adventure Week, because that's where we're at now. And we've got, 2 brand new Pokemon into the game with their evolutions. So this is always a good time. But we're going to be getting a enhanced version of these events thanks to our performance during the global challenges, right? So
will we get the Aurora Borealis in game? Because that's what I really want.
Oh,
I feel
like as a skybox, you mean?
Yeah, because I mean, like,
Oh, that
look
would
at
be
it.
cool. Yeah,
We
that
should
would be
get
really
it.
cool. But you can see here in the blog, and if you're listening to the audio version, if you just look at the blog, they actually updated it to say like, hey, great, through your collaboration, you've been able to turn Adventure Week into Ultra Adventure Week. Again, that's the perks that we unlocked during the global challenges. It says, take a look at all the exciting adventures and bonuses waiting in store. And then it goes through the event and it talks about the unlock. So we did talk about the event last week. We have Tyrant and Nomura making their debuts. As of right now, they're still hidden behind Raid and Eggs. So have you had a chance to see either of these Pokemon on screen yet?
Nope.
I saw one Tyrant from I don't know if it was part of the timed research. I don't know what it was, but I saw one, and phenomenal animation, phenomenal in-game animation. It looks really good. The frame rate on it feels really high and it feels natural. Like, I have not seen Amora yet, but really excited to see these in the game. But we've got double XP for spinning stops, 5 times XP for spinning a Pokestop for the first time. This is a fantastic way to encourage travel and encourage people to just like go one town over, right? Like, that's all you need to do to take advantage of this bonus. It's just fucking go one town over, go somewhere you've never been, and you could really, really, really stock up here. And then you have half hatch distance as well. Now, this is what we have because of the ultra unlock. Is we have unknown F. I've done one raid. Someone overseas invited me to one, and you can get the shiny F, which is kind of cool. Again, but these fucking things elude me like crazy, so who knows? The raids that we have here, not terribly exciting this week for me. Geodude, Alolan Geodude, Sudowoodo, Roggenrola, the unknown F. We've got Rhydon, Shuckle, Tyranitar, and Aggron in 3-star raids. I did get a Hundo Tyranitar in the wild during GoFest. And the best part about it was we caught it, and we didn't even know we had it. We all had it in our inventory, and someone was about to like do their transfers, and they were like, holy shit, I caught a Hundo Tyranitar, 531 CP, check your inventory. And we looked it, and we all had it. So I was fast catching 100% of everything during the event. So like I fast catched the Hundo, not knowing it was a Hundo.
Wow. Wait, it was a Tyranitar? Like,
I mean, I'm a Larvitar. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at Tyranitar on the screen. Yeah, Larvitar on the screen. So I was just fast catching everything. So I was ecstatic because I'm trying to build up this army of mega evolvable Pokemon as Hundos, right? So I was very excited. And finally, yesterday, I hatched a Hundo Magikarp, my first Hundo Magikarp. I'm so excited.
Congratulations.
Like, on the Zoom call yesterday, we have our patron Zoom call. I pulled my phone up on screen and immediately 470,000 Stardust. Boom. I went right to level 50 with it. Just bam, one fucking shot. I'm so hyped. Immediately mega evolved. I've already mega evolved it like 3 times. Like I don't even care about the cooldown. I'm just using mega energy like crazy. So that was
you
really
got
cool.
it.
Yeah. Lachlan in the chat says Adventure Week is such a great event. It's been off to a great start. Such cool wild spawns like Rampardos. Yo, for real, Rampardos. And let's get back to the actual page here. Looking at the actual ultra unlock Pokemon, and then we have a research day coming on Sunday where Cranidos and Shieldon are going to be in the wild, which is phenomenal. They're both great shinies. They're both holdout shinies for a lot of people. And from a PvP perspective, people are constantly trying to build up on Bastiodons. And, Rampardos is just an absolute phenomenal rock attacker in PvE. So really, really good Pokemon here. But part of the Ultra Unlock will allow us to have Tyrant and Amora in the wild during this research day. But pay attention to the hours here. So Amora is only going to be available from 11 to 12, and Tyrant will be available from 12 to 1. And then it shifts. There's a second cycle afterwards. So just pay attention to that. But they will be in the wild, which is phenomenal because previously they were research and raid and egg locked, which people were kind of like a little sour on.
And this is this Sunday coming up.
This is this Sunday coming up, which
so
is,
as you're listening to this, it should be this weekend.
Yep, the last day of the actual adventure week. But we do have some really solid spawns. I mean, the shiny lineup is pretty awesome. I had a wild Credilli today, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, super cool. I definitely enjoy seeing the evolved forms in the wild. But this is where it gets a little spicy. 7K eggs, which I hate fucking hatching because they take so long. But shiny Tortuga, shiny Archon released in the game, and they're in 7Ks. So I guess I'm going to be doing some 7Ks. And on top of that, the shiny Tortuga and Archon are easier or at a higher rate in eggs than the Tyrant and the Amora. So I kind of like how they're balancing this with like new Pokemon versus the shiny chance Pokemon. I just think that they did a good job balancing here. And when you play in a place like Red Bank or in like New York City, it really goes to show how important field research is to an event. Because when you have an event and you're going after specific Pokemon, that's how you have the agency. Like, I want to get Tyrant, so I'm going to look for the Tyrant research, right? Where you don't have to hope that you find it in the wild or whatever. So when you don't have event,
do you know which research is the Tyrant?
I don't, but I'm sure Sylph Road does, right? So you could just go look on Sylph Road. But who in the chat knows? How do you get the Tyrant? Is it the
I'm sitting on 2 spin 15 stops right now.
Yo, and they're good event research. I saw that the spin 15 stops, and I was like, yo, this is great. And also the timed research is phenomenal with the walk 25K. I was like, all
Yeah,
right, they're actually
yeah.
making it a little challenging. I was like, I'm down for this. I think this
Where
is
you
really
at?
cool. I'm nowhere, dude. I did a walk this morning before the event started, and it's like the event kicks in at 10 o'clock. I'm like, fuck, I just walked like 2 miles and I didn't get credit for it in the event. But spin 25 new fossils. What? Spin 25 can either be 2 of the new Pokemon. All right, so spin
Oh,
25
okay.
stops will get you
Sweet.
the and also the
Oh, well, mine's
walk
15,
5K.
not
Shout out to
25.
Marty in the chat. Yo, chat coming through with all the answers here. Shouts to everybody in the chat. Really appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you give us a follow. And I don't know, we're not used to like plugging, like give us a follow and turn on notifications. Is that a thing on Twitch?
Yeah, check out the Instagram.
Look at our social medias. But I don't know.
Yeah, scan that thing in the bottom
I'm having a
over
really
here.
good time with Adventure Week. I like it. There's no costume Pokemon for Adam to get mad at.
Yes,
Just
I'm
have
so
new
happy about
Pokemon and new
that.
shinies. So positive all the way around. I just think it's a beautiful thing. But it is 10:40, so I do want to
Bring in Jamal.
I do want to bring in Jamal,
Is
man.
somebody knocking on the door right now?
See, Jamal is knocking on the door. Jamal, I hope you have your Audacity recording because we're ready to rock and roll. So you could fire that up, and we're going to let you in about 2 seconds here. But if you don't know, Way Spotters is the newest podcast on the Pokemon Professor Network. It's all about Niantic Wayfarer and how that applies to Pokemon Go and Pikmin Bloom and Ingress and the whole process of Lightship and that whole platform. And it's a massive, immense rabbit hole. And since the release of this podcast, I've heard more and more Pokemon Go trainers get interested in Wayfarer, which for me is near and dear to my heart. I am a huge fan of nominating. I am a terrible reviewer, which is why I want to spend some more time with Jamal. And Jamal, I'm going to bring you in here. My dude, how are you, Jamal? Welcome
Jamal.
to Lured Up.
What's going on, people? And Ken, of course, I've got Audacity running. I am now an official digital content creator, and I'm a pro.
That's it, man. That's exciting. That's exciting. So, like I was just letting everybody know all about Way Spotters, which is available now on your favorite podcast platform. You could also check out wayspotters.com, which I have pulled up right here, and you can subscribe to the show. And you could also listen to the shows, the feed directly on wayspotters.com. So I figured I'd bring you in because we have a lot of people listening because of GoFest. And I figured that this would be a good time to kind of talk about Wayfarer and talk about some quick tips for people that understand what the Wayfarer process is, but have never tried it. Just what are some Wayfarer 101 things that we should be aware of or trainers should be aware of if they're going to be entering the world of Wayfarer for the first time? I figure that would be a good place to start.
Yeah, I prepared some tips, and the first thing you guys should do is listen every Sunday to the Way Spotters podcast. And
my man, plugging away.
Here,
it's true. It's true.
Here, Lachlan and I kind of mix it up and talk about the world of Wayfarer. We approach Wayfarer in a couple of different ways, and I think it's really good for the listener to hear the way I look at things and the way Lachlan looks at things. And it's really fun and entertaining show. I have fun doing it, but I wanted to break it down for you, Ken and Adam, in 2 different categories. I wanted to break it down in a reviewing category, and I wanted to break it down in a submitting category, if that's fine. So
yeah,
I'll start with the reviewing category. So if you're going to do Wayfarer, obviously, the first thing you need to do is take and pass the Wayfarer test. That's first and foremost. So there's a lot of things on Reddit. There's actually an episode of Way Spotters. If you want to go back and listen to it, it might be episode 2 or 3 where we talk about the Wayfarer test. So that's number one, first and foremost, take and pass the test. The second thing you want to do, guys, is you want to mentally prepare yourself for sitting down to do some reviews. So think of it like this. Think of it as you're going to do all 5 sets of your GBO matches, right? You're going to sit down and do 20 GBO matches. You get some water. You get yourself ready. You're like, I'm going to do these matches. You want to give Wayfarer that same kind of respect and that same kind of time. So you want to sit down and say, I'm going to do at least 25 or 30 reviews to get into the flow, right? Number three, what then you want to do is you want to review the criteria. You want to make sure you're up to date on what should be approved and what shouldn't be approved. So go through the criteria, look and see what's going on. If you're a little more advanced, you can go on to the Niantic community page for Wayfarer and take a look at what some of the posts are there. But if you're just getting started, review the criteria, take a look, see what should be a waste spot and what should not be a waste spot. Then once you get in there, don't rush through the submissions, right? Take your time, slow down, try and understand what the submitter is telling you, both through the photos and also through their nomination, what they've submitted for their description and their supplemental information. Read it through, look at the map, look at the other waste spots in the area. Take it serious, but have fun. So those would be the quick tips that I would give people who are just starting off reviewing.
No, that's awesome. And I think that the most important thing you mentioned there was devote the time and give it the time, right? Because sometimes there's things in this game, whether it's when Professor Willow is talking or whatever, that we just want to get back to playing.
We just skip. Yeah.
We just want to get back to it. I think what kind of separates the culture of Ingress agents that happen to Wayfair or Pigo trainers that happen to do some Wayfair and like the people that are really into Wayfair is the entertainment comes from the process, right? The joy is in the process. And,
Yes, it is.
you get those rewards. So if it's worth giving the process a shot and respecting the process to turn the process into the actual game, right?
That is correct.
And gamify the process where nominate and I love it. And because of hanging out with you, I do the same thing. If I'm walking down a new street, I see something, I'm immediately looking at it through the lens of like, oh my God, this needs to be a POI in the game. Like, hold on, I'm going to submit. And when I do those submissions, that's still part of my Pigo experience, right? It doesn't.
It is.
When I first started doing Wayfarer, I felt like, oh my God, I got to get this done because it's taking away from my Pigo experience. But once I started really falling in love with it, that became part of my experience. And now I don't feel like I'm missing out, right? I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything just because I'm doing a submission.
Right.
So I think that that's great. And I think that, with you and Lachlan doing some live reviewing on Monday nights, I think that that's probably where I can learn the most because
it's a nice stepping stone.
Yeah.
Going from, I have no idea what I'm doing to, hey, this gives me some sort of criteria where I can visually see what other people are looking at. And
it can be kind of intimidating from time to time.
I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't want to make mistakes, right? Like, because a lot of times, I think that's what makes it fun with having you and Lachlan. You guys have this awesome juxtaposition of style and geographic places, so it's like a lot of times I'll be like, that's clearly I should.
Yeah, that's not a
low.
Gazebo. It's got a roof and a seat underneath it. It's a gazebo.
Then you'll go the opposite way, and I'm like, oh man, I'm glad I didn't say that out loud. Like I feel like I made a mistake. So learning the criteria, I think is super important. But I figured, I wanted to have you on not only to talk about waste spotters, but to just start to get people acclimated that wayfaring can be part of the Pigo experience. It doesn't need to be something on the side. Like it can just be part of it, because
absolutely
one person can literally change the landscape for a community. I mean, completely change the landscape. And I've seen people follow up with the people with the community for waste spotters where like, hey, I just got into this, and before I knew it, my park of 2 stops is now a park of 9 stops, and there's gyms and there's life in the park, and people are starting to come. And he's like, and it's all I submitted everything. So
it's awesome.
The fact that one person can make such a big difference, I think is really, really, really cool. So
right. Well, do you want me to go through and give just a couple of quick tips on submitting?
Yeah, 100%. Go for it.
All right. So when submitting, obviously, number one is going to be to take and pass the Wayfarer test, obviously, because you need to be a certified Wayfarer in order to submit. The thing you want to do then is you want to keep your eyes open. So one of Niantic's tenets is exploration, right? You want to be walking around. You want to keep your eyes open and look at things. Look for murals. Look for things that would be a good thing to spin in the game. What you want to do then, Ken and Adam, is you want to make sure you review the criteria. You want to understand what makes a good way spot. On the way on Wayfair, there is a great section is what to submit and what not to submit. One of my big thing is don't submit trees. Please don't submit trees.
Tree.
I will make you coal of the week,
tree,
right? Tree.
That tree that you guys had and showed me in the Discord. No way.
That
I
was
still have
creepy.
nightmares.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares.
And then you want to use your resources, right? So if you listen to Wayspotters, we talk about IITC, we talk about the Wayfair app, Google Maps. There's a lot of resources out there where you can look to see if there is an existing POI in the area. When you get a little more advanced, you'll learn about S2 sales and how to make a gym. But in the beginning, you're submitting POIs to the Lightship database, and that's important for future games. So if you see something you think is cool, submit it. If you need help learning if that's going to go in the game, reach out to me, reach out to Lachlan. We can talk to you. We can talk you through that, but use your resources. Number 4, and probably I think all these are so super important, but take a quality picture. Make sure the picture is level with the horizon. Make sure there's no people in there. Another one of my pet peeves, no live animals. Like, don't put your dog in there.
Yeah.
Like, take a good quality picture because it's going to be the photo disc that you're going to spin in Pokemon Go, and it's going to be the what you're going to hack in Ingress. And you want a really good photo. Now, you don't have to get out your Nikon camera and take some professional level. I mean, if you've got an iPhone or a Samsung, you're going to take a pretty darn good picture, but make sure that it's not in the shade or it's not the sun's glaring in it. Take a legit picture for the photo disc. And then once you do that, use your description and your supplemental information wisely. Don't mention any of the Niantic games in your description, and don't beg for a POI.
The community really needs to stop here.
Yes, this is a rock outside my house. The community really needs it.
Artemis Dragon says car pics rile me up. Yeah, when you see when you see like the top of the door panel, like when they don't even crop the door out. It's like, dude, I can see like your side view mirror in the photo. Like, come on, dude, get out of the car.
Take a good picture. Don't give the reviewer a reason to give you a 1 star. Like, think of it as if someone else is reviewing your submission, what do you want them to get from that? Like, when I submit something, like, I want people to feel what I was feeling when I was out there walking on the trail or whatever. I want them to put themselves in that position. And I like to write really colorful descriptions. And the last thing, Ken, I don't want to take up too like really colorful, like
he's putting jokes in there. He's putting dad jokes in there at any opportunity.
Absolutely putting jokes in there, 100%. And the last thing, guys, is remember that the reviewer who's reviewing it might not be from your local area. They might be from a couple states away or even a country away if you use an upgrade. So knowing, like Lachlan says in the chat, knowing local information is important, and understand that if you use an upgrade and I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. If I use an upgrade on my submission, someone in Boise, Idaho might be reviewing my submission. So just understand that you can't use local jargon because someone might not understand it. And this is a global game, and people are going to be visiting that POI from all across the world. So you want to make sure that it stands the test of time. So those are the quick tips from Jamal from the Wayspotters podcast. And I want to thank you guys for having me on Lured Up. And every Sunday, guys, Wayspotters, 9:00 Eastern time, AM drops. Please listen.
Yeah. And, make sure you check out Monday nights too, 11 p.m. You guys doing some live reviews. I think that's probably the easiest way to get your feet wet of understanding the process. You guys do a phenomenal job of welcoming in new wayfinders, and you're doing Arceus's work. We appreciate it. But Jamal, thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate it.
See you guys later.
We'll see you soon. Take care.
All right. Thank you.
Love that guy.
That was awesome.
That guy.
Thank you, Jamal.
Love that guy. I figured I'd bring him in just to spit some knowledge, because I knew that this was going to be a good episode. Whenever there's like an event, our viewership always goes up. So I figure post Go Fest, we're going to have a lot of people listening. Let's talk about Wayfarer because it is that important. Who did Jamal call a hoe? What? Casa de Cubone? Who? What? What are you saying? Oh, it's so funny. Reviews from the Tub says my bridge stop was worded as the only way to access the eastern part of town that features many great restaurants. There's one restaurant and it's not that good. Hey man, but that'll tell. That's good for the reviewer though. The reviewer sees that and it's like, wow, this is very important to local culture.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5-star. 5-star. Let's go.
Yes, but Adam, I say we take a little break. Obviously, for the live stream audience, we'll be right here with you. But let's take a little break. When we come back, we talk about this TCG crossover event that's coming to Pigo.
Okay,
and a little
sounds good.
Mega Aerodactyl raid guide and battle party. What do you say?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, everyone. We'll be back right after these words. Hey, everybody, we're still here. Hope everybody's having a good time. Yo, really, though, we're going to start doing these streams more often. Every Tuesday night, we're going to be doing Lured Up and Special Conditions. And it's been phenomenal just seeing the amount of people that are here in the chat and that have stuck around. We really, really appreciate all of you. And it means a lot to have a live audience. This isn't something we're used to. So we
thank you all so much.
Really appreciate it. All right, Adam, I'm ready to get right back up in this stuff if you are.
In the middle of cutting a sticker.
And I know you're excited because you've been exceptionally hyped on this TCG stuff. So why don't we get back into the show? We'll get through some housekeeping and then we'll get this going. Good?
Okay. Yeah.
Clear? Are you playing with cards right now? Are you playing with stickers?
I'm cutting up one of the stickers and putting it on the back of my pop socket.
Oh, can you do that later when we're not recording a show?
No, I have things that make me not stop doing what I'm doing.
And we're back from our break. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back. You're welcome, Lachlan, for opening your gift.
Adam is distracted, so I'm like, yo, let's just get right back up in this biatch. So just a couple of little bits of housekeeping before we get into the ass of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon, and you can check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor. You can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. I would pull it up right now and show, but the internet uncensored channel gets a little crazy sometimes. So I'm not pulling it up. Well,
I can see there's lots of chats over here. So y'all are talking and having a good time. So you all are
phenomenal.
Awesome.
But all patrons are eligible to participate in our monthly Pigo and TCGO prize tournaments. Registration is in the Discord, and we hope to see you there. Huge thanks to our gym leader patrons, Absolutely Ryan, Grant, Jamal, JD Mojo, Jojo, Magikarp Diem, Sue, Tish, TN Comics Wiz, Turtle Power, and Big Za Minus. Special thanks to our executive producer, Paul Bott. Yo, Paul Bott scared the daylights out of me at GoFest. I'm walking around Red Bank, and all of a sudden I get this double slap on my shoulders. I thought I was about to throw down. I turn around. It's Paul Bott. I was like, yo, I hadn't seen him in so long since pandemic style. So it was really, really nice to see Paul in person. But anyway, awesome. Adam, I think we should get right into this because this is exciting stuff. And I know
get into it.
I know. Look at the hat, dude. First of all, can you just admire this incredible Pikachu hat?
Like, did we really need a T-shirt with Pikachu with the hat that I can barely see?
No,
at least give a big Pokeball or a TCG something. Like the shirt doesn't say anything.
All right. Well, how about this phenomenal looking AR photo here in the key art, which is great. But no, we've been talking about this on Special Conditions for a while. We knew about this when when did they release the Professor Willow card? That was a while ago, right?
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. So we knew that there was something going on, and it's kind of culminated in this, and I'll read it right from the release. It says, trainers, we're incredibly excited to reveal more details about our collaboration with the Pokemon TCG. Trainers will be able to purchase the Pokemon TCG Pokemon Go expansion soon, featuring Pokemon Go themed cards. And it's July 1st is the release date. So it'll be here before you know it. It says, as part of the collaboration, we're celebrating in Pokemon Go with Pokemon TCG crossover event. This event sees the debut of Pikachu wearing a Pokemon TCG hat. Adam loves it. And Mewtwo that knows Shadow Ball or Psystrike may also appear in raid battles. Not may, it will. And what's more, if you're lucky, you might encounter Shiny Meltan, and that's not all. Read on. Okay. Pokemon debut, Wimpod and Golisopod in the game. So we just had Tyrunt, we just had Amora, now we've got Wimpod. This is phenomenal. They're just kind of, just throwing shit at us
new
all the
stuff
time. Oh, and the event is from Thursday the 16th through the end of the month. So we're going to be swimming in Golisopod before the end of the event. But the biggie here is the return of Shiny Meltan. I'm not a fan of these like shiny locked Pokemon that go back and forth of like it could be shiny, then it can't be shiny. I'm not a fan of that. But when it does come back, it's like you want to make sure that you can take advantage of it.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
you're open, I've been sleeping on mystery boxes, so I haven't really opened them in a while. But what I recommend is having one ready to go and to be opened exactly at 10 a.m. on the 16th.
I would wait till 10:01, just 10:01,
to be
yeah,
safe. So you can maximize your time. Oh, and Wimpod does need 400 candy to evolve, so use some pineapps. Same thing with Meltan.
Do you think it will have like an evasiveness similar to like Abra?
Like 100% flea or 99% flea rate or whatever if it doesn't catch. I don't know.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
Because I know in Sun and Moon, like you had to like tiptoe to like get it, and if you didn't, it would just like run away.
Yeah, I don't know. There will be a collection challenge along with this. It says it's all going to be themed around Pokemon that are going to be in the TCGO expansion or TCG expansion. There's going to be 6 collection challenges of varying difficulties, some harder than others, just like collecting TCG cards. Is collecting TCG cards hard, Adam? I think it's hard on the wallet.
It's hard on the wallet.
Hard on the wallet.
Well, I mean, I guess
like,
if you were
holy
just
shit,
like
this game is hard. I'm broke.
If you were just buying random blister packs off the shelf, yeah.
But
some things are harder to find than others.
You can complete them all to receive rewards of XP, a lure module, and an incubator. You'll also be able to encounter Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, and Meltan. That's not all. Keep collecting going with 3 collection challenges available beginning on the 23rd. So it's like they're splitting the event up into the first week, second week. So just check out the blog. The link will be in the description. But lots of Pokemon encounters here. And again, Pokemon that are featured in the TCG set. A lot of Kanto stuff, a lot of stuff that might not be too exceptionally exciting. I really think that this event is going to be about the if you're lucky Pokemon, which is Chansey in the wild, Snorlax in the wild, Dragonite in the wild. Yo, Dragonite is always an exciting wild
What about Onix?
What about Onix, man? You excited? Really? You're excited for Onix? Dude, I struggled so hard to get people to do Mega Steelix raids. Like that's why I didn't even mention Onix.
Well,
I don't even care about slacking either.
You're giving people false information by not telling them.
Other featured Pokemon will be Lunatone and Solrock. They will be featured. Now, I'm hearing good things about this Solrock TCG card. The way that it functions, the engine around it seems pretty cool. Make sure you check out special conditions to learn about that. And the research will be here as well with the evolved forms of the Kanto starters and Dragonite and Snorlax in research. So that's exciting. I mean, opening up research and getting like a shiny Charizard would be fucking fire. That'd be awesome. 1-star raids, Chansey, Larvitar, Timber, and Wimpod. Send me all the Chansey. That's all I'm saying. Send me all the Chansey. 3-star raids, Alolan Executor, Snorlax, Dragonite, Slacking. And then we have Mewtwo in 5-star raids. We'll talk about how that's rolling out in a second. And then you have in Mega Raids, Mega Venusaur, Charizard X and Y, and Blastoise. So that's pretty exciting that we could have some different things hatching from Mega Eggs. But with Mewtwo, the first week, the 16th through the 23rd, that'll know Shadow Ball. And then the 23rd through July 1st, that'll know Psystrike. So pretty exciting event here, Adam. Obviously, we'll talk about the TCG on special conditions, but how do you think this event is going to be? And does it feel like a TCG thing? Like, do you think that this hat is enough to like show off the TCG physically with your avatar? I don't think so.
No, I really just needed like this specific, like I needed this pose, like
holding the cards,
or just something like this, like
no, it would have been cool, like dealing the cards out, like
or like this, like
yeah,
any pose that had to do with cards. Why is it okay? We have a TCG / Pokemon Go crossover event, yet we have no physical TCG cards that are like in the trainer's hands or on the trainer's like clothing.
dude. There's cards on Pikachu's hat, and they don't even look like
No,
Pokemon cards.
they don't look like Pokemon cards.
I remember I was like,
I'm
maybe
very
it'll be
upset
like,
about that.
I go, maybe it'll be like the Mad Hatter's hat, but instead of like a Joker card or an ace, it'll be a TCG card sticking out of the top hat. I was like, I don't know, not excited at all about this Pikachu with a hat. But look, it's all about the shiny chase for me with costume Pokemon. So is what it is. I think it is a comprehensive event though. Raids, spawns, research, and a new Pokemon, new shiny, all that kind of stuff. I mean, Chansey, I'll be going after like fucking crazy. And of course, shiny Snorlax. I still had the memories of that one running on me. So
I still can't
definitely will
believe
need
that.
to do that. I know.
That is
It's
so upsetting.
so sad. But I think this will be a good event. But, we still have Adventure Week, so I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We could talk about this next week once we're in it, once we're actually playing it. But make sure you check out Special Conditions so you can actually see these cards, and you can check out our blog over on PokemonProfessor.com to take a look at some of the stuff up close. And actually, on the Special Conditions that we're recording right after this, we are featuring the art of Wimpod. Coincidental? I think not.
I think so.
I don't at all. But it was a good call by Adam to feature Wimpod in Art of the Week. But Adam, as we're going a little long in the tooth here, I think we should just jump over to our next topic here, and that is going to be to build a battle party for Mega Aerodactyl, who we've had before, but now that Megas are kind of cool, I think more people are going to be interested in doing this, especially to get the bonus for rock type Pokemon like Shieldon and Cranidos. Like, this is a great opportunity to take advantage of those ancillary mega bonuses, like getting extra candy. These things take a lot of candy, and if you want to use a Bastiodon in PvP, you need the hundo. You need to max it out, right? So you're going to need all that candy. So Mega Aerodactyl is definitely a good thing. But Adam, we're live. How do you think we could pull off a whoop whoop, or is it going to be all fucked?
I think we could do it.
All right, battle party. Ooh, battle party. It was all fucked up. I'm not even worried about it. That was terrible.
That was fantastic. You just didn't do it twice. You did it once.
I did it. What? Look at JT Valor. JT Valor is in on the battle party. Whoop whoop. He was just like whoop whoop. But no, I think that this might be one of the first windows here that people are actually excited to do some mega raids. So let's get right into it. We're going to actually look at two resources today. We're going to look at both Poke Battler, and we're going to look at GoHub because they have some good information on both that they do not share. So first, Mega Aerodactyl is weak to rock, steel, water, electric, and ice. And if you're currently mega evolving Pokemon or in that rotation, take advantage of those the mega buff for you and the party, let alone the extra candy. But I'm going to have my Gyarados mega evolved because I want to just level it up. But that'll definitely help with the water Pokemon to get that bonus. So what I like about Poke Battler is it is very comprehensive when it comes to these three sliders right here, and it's the ability to toggle on and off Shadow Pokemon, Legendary Pokemon, and Mega Pokemon. I typically leave them all on to start. I pick what I'm going to use, and then I start turning them off. So let's just look at the overall list. You know what? Actually, before we do that, let's jump over to GoHub because this is a bit of good information that they have here that is not on Poke Battler, and that is the 100% CP that you're going to be looking for. At level 20, you're going to look for a 1590, and at level 25, boosted in partly cloudy or windy weather, you're looking for 1988. So 1590 and 1988. But as per usual, shadows dominate the PvE scene here. I do not have a lot of shadow Pokemon powered up. I have, of course, lots of shadow Pokemon, but I don't invest in a lot of them.
Same.
So I've got a shadow Metagross with good stats and all that good shit. It's just fucking like 700 CP. Like I just haven't built into it. So just for the sake of our exercise here, we'll take a look at it really quick, but I'm going to go ahead and turn off shadow Pokemon. And then the way I look at it when I come back is Mega Pokemon. Well, obviously, you could only have one Mega Pokemon in your party, so it doesn't matter that the top 3 Pokemon here are Megas: Mega Blastoise, Mega Manectric, and Mega Gyarados, because you can only have one. So choose your Mega that you want and run with it. So I'm going to disable Mega Pokemon, and obviously, everyone's got Legendaries, and I'm sorry if you don't, but I'm grossly lumping people into the everyone category. But now this looks a little bit more realistic and approachable when it comes to how you're going to build your party out. So let's run through a couple of the top counters, and then Adam, you could let me know what you're going to bring. Number 1 non-shadow, non-mega Pokemon is good old Metagross with Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, classic Pokemon. Number 2, Zekrom, Charge Beam and Wild Charge. Number 3, Kyogre with Waterfall and Surf. Again, I'm sure a lot of people have been raiding Kyogre over the last week or two. So a lot of opportunity to put that candy to work and put that Pokemon to work. And Adam, I know you're hyped on this one. Empoleon with Metal Claw and Hydro Cannon. What do you think of that?
What? Why would I be excited about Empoleon?
Because don't you like this family?
I like Primplup.
Rhyperior also with Smackdown, Rockwrecker, another staple in PvE. And then you've got a couple different dragons, but you got the steel side. Dialga with Metal Claw, Ironhead, Therian Form, Thundurus, Raikou, Terrakion. It's a very, very diverse counter list because this thing has so much weakness. And if we look back up here, rock, steel, water, electric, and ice.
We'll go down a little further.
Equally weak.
I want to see what else we got.
Further down the list?
Yeah, because that's where I'm living.
All right, we have Jirachi with Charge Beam, Doom Desire. Again, something like this is pretty cool because when you have electric moves and steel moves, both are super effective. Samurott with Waterfall, Hydro Cannon. You got Zapdos, of course, if you have Shadow, run that. Mamoswine. There's your Swampert. There's Rampardos, Excadrill, Electivire for Alligator. The usual suspects. Suspects.
Now we're good.
But I put together a pretty diverse party, and I'm just gonna kind of pull it up here because I have it.
But let me do mine because you told me you would.
All right, go ahead. What
are
you bringing?
So I'm starting my Megas with Mega Manectric. I will then follow that up with Metagross, Rampardos, Rhyperior, Swampert, and Electivire. All hundos.
The Hundo Squad.
Oh yeah.
The Hundo Squad is always in full effect for Adam.
Oh yeah.
That's a given. That is an absolute given. I have a little bit of a diverse party here. I will lead or run in the second slot, depending on who's in my party, with Mega Gyarados. I have regular old Metagross there. It's 98% shiny. I've got Zekrom in there. My Hundo level, it's like a level 45 Kyogre now that I had some XL. I've got a 98 Rhyperior. And then it doesn't matter who I put in the 6th slot because I'd be lying if I didn't say the 6th slot in all of my raids is dedicated to my buddy, because I always drop my buddy in the anchor position just to get that extra buddy heart. So I put Blissey in my battle party.
Whoop whoop.
It's so funny. Like sometimes, like if we don't wipe, don't kill the boss by the time he gets the Blissey, I'm like, oh fuck, Blissey's going in. And it's like I know someone's
large Marge is in charge.
You're just like looking in the background, like, why is Blissey in this
They're
raid?
Like, who the heck brought Blissey?
They're like, oh yeah, Ken's in the raid. It's definitely his buddy. But Mega Gyarados, Metagross, Zekrom, Kyogre, Rhyperior, and Large March, Blissey Squad. But man, Adam, this has been it's been a phenomenal week. It's been very exciting. There's been a lot of stuff just happening in the game, and I'm excited that GoFest is over because now we can set our sights on Seattle
walking
GoFest.
a bunch. Oh.
Yo, definitely walking a bunch. Speaking of that, I'll plug this. Join me every morning. I'm doing Instagram Live, walk through the park, talk shit about Pokemon and life and all that good stuff. So make sure you join me over there. You can email us at info@luredup.com. You can call or text us at 732-835-8639. And make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com, which is our site. So you can see our pretty faces and get the blog pages. Oh, shout out to BTW, GoCast, and the Roundtable Chat Top for this incredible Pokemon Go Super Show that we did last week. But you can also see our Instagram feed, My Ugly Mug. Shout out to the Red Bank crew here. And, you can listen to all the shows as well. So definitely check all that stuff out. Adam, is that a show? Did we do it?
Sounds like a show. I mean, we battle partied. Talked about. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about?
What?
Spotlight Hour.
Nose pass?
I was not picking my nose. I was picking my nose pass
with
very carefully.
The strange flesh colored shiny. It's like the weirdest freaking color. So
Listen,
weird.
My son and I rollerbladed basically all the way downtown and all the way back.
I love that you use the word rollerbladed.
Rollerblade. We roller skated.
Oh, shit. But thank you, everyone. What we're going to do here is we are going to take about a 5-minute break here on the stream. We'll leave the stream running. We're going to do some magic in the back end, and we will be back and jump over to special conditions for our live recording of special conditions. But for the Pokemon Go world and Lured Up, thank you, everyone. We really appreciate it. Keep training, trainers. We'll see you all next week.
All right, so not to sound like a noob while we're live, but I just end Audacity, right?
Yes, you do. All right, I'm going to go to the screen.
Can they still hear us?
Yes.
All right. Hi, everyone. We're not gone. We're just not visible. Ken's taking off his pants now.
I was never wearing pants.
Oh no. I was.
Wait, joking. You're wearing pants?
Well, they're gym shorts. It's fine.
Episode 222, Adam.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Lucky twos.
It's exporting now.
All right, everyone. 2 minutes. We'll be back with special conditions.
Testing.
All right. Now they can't hear us. All right, we're getting our act together here. Adam, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but can you hear me?
I can hear you, my man. Let's do a little sync up in Audacity, and then we'll get this show started. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
All right, let's Audacity in 3, 2, 1, go. And get a little clappy clap in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everyone. The internet's silent.
It's quiet.
Nah, just kidding.
Too quiet.
What's up, Pokemon trading card game fans? Welcome to episode 112 of the Special Conditions podcast, where our love for competing and collecting collide. Special Conditions is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Tuesday, June 7th, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Tuttle, joined by my lovely co-host, who's on this side of the screen, that side of the mic, Ken. How's it going?
It's going, man. How are you, dude?
I'm fantastic.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Fantabulous.
So we need to make the shift from Pokemon Go over to the
Pokemon
TCG.
TCG Go.
I'm very excited. As you can see, we got Just Will in the chat with the Delibirds. So it's about to pop off.
Now let me ask you: did you bring your pack to this?
I do.
This pack fight.
And look what I have. I have Battle Styles today.
Battle Styles.
Because I'm still trying to pull this Tyranitar with the plates, the Hungry Tyranitar. So
I've got that. I have Astral Radiance.
All right, cool. Well, we'll get there in a minute. Why don't you introduce the show and talk
all right,
about what
all
we're
right,
talking about.
All right, TCG fans. All right. On today's episode, our card of the week this week is going to be Vikavolt V. And we're going to take a look at how its item deck strategy works and kind of stalls your opponent.
It's like item lock, right? Is that what they call it?
Item lock. Yeah.
Item lock, yep.
We're going to rip into some packs, courtesy of Tish Smith. Thank you, Tish. We appreciate it. Art of the week this week is going to feature Wimpod, who's also going to be part of the Pokemon Go TCG crossover event from Pokemon Go.
Much excite.
With the Pokemon Go expansion, including Charizard and Mewtwo, could we see scalpers make a comeback at retail?
I hope not. Oh, shout to Just Will for the cheers. Thank you so much, Justin. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. And I love the Delibirds. He's got the Delibird emote. Limitless TCG has released their top 10 Astral Radiance cards, and we're going to run through them so you know what to look for while opening those Astral Radiance packs. There was a regional in Santiago and a special event in Milan. We're going to take a look at some of the top lists and just see what's going on.
Spoiler alert, Urshifu. Yeah.
Spoiler alert, Ken is all about the Fu.
I am all about the Urshifu, and I'll be streaming that deck tomorrow night, so you can come see me get whooped. But anyway, Adam, let's talk, man. I think what I asked you earlier today, I said, hey, I'm putting the show notes together. What card do you want to cover for card of the week? And without hesitation, you said Vikavolt V. And I'm curious as to your thought process here of what made this card exciting for you and why we're going to be taking a look at it today.
Okay. As in you need me to tell you right this second?
Yeah, like why Vikavolt V?
Not this guy. So Vikavolt V, I think, is very underrated. It's one of those cards where you see it and you know what it does, but you're not necessarily like, oh, that's what it does. Like, it can really mess you up. So for 1 lightning and 1 colorless, it has Paralyzing Bolt, does 50 damage during your opponent's next turn. They can't play any item cards from their hand. we are walking into with Astral Radiance a format where there's going to be a lot more items in general. Like the trekking shoes is just amazing. So I think like a lot of decks, including like Mew, are going to see that card be used. And then there's Dark Patch with Darkrai. There's a lot of item cards. Yeah, because we want to item lock Mew, just Will in the chat. That's the truth, though. It's just one of those cards that I've been staring at for a long time, and I've just been like waiting for it to be good. It's still in a weird spot, but like Dark is weakness to grass right now, and so there's not a lot of fighting. I would say. I think people are going to focus on grass to counter Darkrai, but I mean, like I don't know the meta exactly, so
yeah. But we were
we're gonna
talking
have to
about
see it unfold.
Well, we talked about Lucario V Star. We talked about Machamp V Max. I mean, and there's Urshifu. I think there's plenty of fighting right now. I just don't know in the homebrew level, meta of how effective it is because people are still rocking Arceus and Mew. But I think there's still plenty of fighting out there in the upper echelon of elite players.
Yeah, and I think Vikavolt V is just one of those cards where, okay, for 3, it does Super Zap Cannon, discard 2 energies attached to this Pokemon, but it does 190. With a Choice Belt, it's going to do 220, which is going to knock out Arceus V, pretty much any other V Pokemon. You're going to one-shot them for 3. Paralyzing Bolt, you add that Choice Belt to that, you're doing 80 damage. So it's just one of those things where, yes, it's like chip damage, but you're also setting that up for like a knockout next turn. And with a lot of V stars being played, typically just Arceus, hitting that 50 to 80 damage and then coming after that with 190, that's like 240, or with the Choice Belt, 270 to 280. Like it just,
yeah, but how effective really is this item lock here with Paralyzing Bolt? Because it's not an ability, right? So you have to dedicate an attack to it, and it's also not going to help you against any existing items, right? So if there's already items in play, you can't do anything there to get rid of them with Vikavolt anyway.
Here's where this card gets interesting, is that you can also pair it with Flaffy. So you've got Dynamotor, you can attach a energy from the discard to it. Like you can get this rolling in one turn just by playing it down and then having the Flaffy engine. Even if you just have one, you can attach the energy, attach one for your turn, bring it up active, and then hit 50. You can also be playing Path to the Peak, which is going to stop all V or rule box Pokemon with abilities. So you can shut their abilities down, you shut their items down, and then you play like Fan of Waves or Energy Denial. You can play Tool Scrapper to get rid of tools that are on them. I just feel like there's something missing right now for this. Like this card is good, and I don't know. I just feel like it has it's time to shine right now. It just needs to be put with the right combo of cards. I just know that path stopping abilities and stopping items are huge right now.
So that's I think what in my mind was the missing component here was the ability to block abilities, right? So if you do pair it with something that can shut down abilities, and then Vikavolt V can shut down the items, you could pretty much dismantle a deck and make it otherwise like very efficient and functional deck kind of render it useless.
And a lot of decks, I mean, are playing the Inteleon engine, so they're going to have to force themselves to go get like stadium cards or not. Yeah, like they're going to have to go get a stadium card just to use their ability. So they're not going to go get the item that they need or the trainer that they need because they can only play the stadium, or they're going to have to go get a supporter instead of the item that they would need to like rare candy into a different evolution. So I really think that Vikavolt has like a really solid, strong space in the format right now.
So I did a little digging, and what I didn't really realize is that this item lock kind of deck has been around for a while. And when we're talking about the Vikavolt V, this is a card from Darkness Ablaze, right? So this card's been around a while. So I found this article on Fireball from October 9th, 2021. So this is months ago already. And it talks about how the item lock deck works. And when I was reading through it, it just seemed increasingly still relevant. And the cards like Mew and Arceus weren't even a thing yet, right? This was still kind of, from the days of GXs or whatever. I don't know. It just seems so outdated. Like it's so old back from October of last year. But when I was reading through the article, it all seemed to be a little bit more relevant now because there's so many cards that decks that run items, and you don't necessarily have like what was like the replacement for Field Blower?
Tool Scrapper.
Tool
Well,
Scrapper,
that was actually like an old card, and then before that it was like Windstorm. Windstorm allowed you to get rid of up to 2 in any combination of Stadium, or I think it was like a Stadium and a tool card.
Yeah, Justin's saying that Baby Jolteon blocks water abilities. So again, for those decks running the Inteleon engine.
But see, that should be okay because you can just one-shot the entire Inteleon, or not the entire Inteleon line, but you should be able to one-shot the Drizzles while ability locking them or item locking them so they can't evolve into the Inteleon to go get 2 more supporters.
Yeah, no, and what I really like here, we've talked about.
That's a good idea.
We've talked about cards like that Machamp that were like $140, right? These crazy price tags that are on some of these cards, and a lot of times the functionality or the meta relevance kind of drives the market, especially on a site like TCG Player. But if you look at even the full art of Vikavolt V, $2.59. So it's like it's a very practically priced card. So if you wanted to get your hands on a good looking card that has some high
adding
functionality,
4 to cart. Let's go.
Right. So I just figured it was worth mentioning that, like, sometimes these cards that we talk about won't necessarily break the bank, and for a couple bucks you can get like a full line of them and give it a shot. And like you said, I just think that this is this could make it kind of interesting, and it might have a place when you pair it with some of this other meta relevant stuff that's kind of super popular. I dig it. I dig it. Well, is it time? Can we do this?
We can open up packs of cards.
Can we open Pokemon cards? Well, you have Astral Radiance, so you go first.
I'm more relevant.
You're more currently relevant.
Just bought that full art Vikavolt 2 weeks ago.
Oh, there you go.
All right,
did you pay $2 for it?
He probably paid a lot more than that. Knowing Justin, he was like, I need a PSA 10. Okay. Oh shoot, I have to read the code. VMG XW42 M9C P42. Good luck, trainers. Here we go. We got a Galissapod water. No, okay, that's just a water energy. This is a Temple of Sinnoh. We've got an Ursaring, a Feather Ball, which is pretty light if you ask me. Routes, Nickit. We got a Togepi, a Chatot. Whoa. I saw something. We got a Magnemite. Verse Hollow is Scyther. What is that? I don't even know what it is. Oh, it's a Palkia V. Origin form. Just the normal art.
Yeah, the alt arts of those cards are phenomenal. Phenomenal. All right, well, look what I got, Adam.
A Battle Styles?
I got a white.
Oh, is that a white code?
I got a white code.
Or is that a green code? I can't
9Y9 HM2Z BLJ92L. I have a good feeling about this, Adam. I have a very good feeling. Fire Energy, Gliscor, Indeedee, yes, Indeedee, Phoebe,
Yes, I use
Murkrow,
that site all the time when I'm looking for
Salandit.
jobs.
Look, Practical Art. I like that. Bellsprout, Mindfu.
Yamper,
Yamper's a good doggo.
Ball Search. Let's go. Level Ball, Reverse Hollow.
Adam, we have a hit scenario here.
What is it? Oh, it's a Corviknight V.
Look, I'm gonna take it and be super happy about it. Super happy about it. I'll take it, man. That's a hit, dude. That's a hit. That's a white card. That's a white code card all the way. I am very pleased. I am very pleased.
Awesome.
Yes. All right. So these packs were courtesy of our executive producer Tish Smith. Thank you so much, Tish. But if you do want to support the show, you could visit our link in the description for our affiliate link for tcgplayer.com. And you can support the show just by shopping at that link. It doesn't cost you any money. It just helps us out greatly and doesn't cost you any additional monies. So, all right, Adam, double hits. That's phenomenal.
That's fantastic.
That's Instagrammables. Justin saying Corviknight was just meta relevant. Just listen to your last podcast today. Yeah, we were talking about Corviknight. Yeah, it's I think that this meta has these cards have had new life kind of breathed into them over time as people find new ways to pair them with current Pokemon. So, yeah, I totally dig it, and I'm excited. We both had a hit. That was really good. But Adam, the next thing I want to move on to, and again, I call you this morning when I asked you about what you wanted to do for card of the week, and you said Vikavolt, and you immediately said I want to do Wimpod as art of the week
for Wimpod.
So clearly this makes sense, and it's meta, or it's relevant here to the meta of Pokemon Go, because there is a Pokemon Go crossover event that will feature one of these cards. And if I pull it up,
well, realistically, there's only 6 because the other.
Wait a second, they pulled it down. Did they pull it down?
No, it's right there to your left, above your head. You got to go down, scroll it down a little bit.
Right there. Oh, there it is, out of stock. So, yeah, the Pokemon Go Wimpod is there. It looks really cool. But I'm just going to jump over to our blog because I did pull them up here. But yeah, so art of the week is Wimpod, and again, very, very timely because it is featured in the upcoming Pokemon Go crossover event. And I pulled 4 examples here. There wasn't too many to choose from, but they do have varying art styles, so that's pretty cool. The first one we'll look at is from Darkness Ablaze, who Mahau is the artist. And Mahau started illustrating during Heart Gold, Soul Silver, 115 cards. And it's like all of them have like bold colors, and they're just like very focused on the character itself, minimalistic kind of backgrounds, but bold, colorful.
The best part is that it's from Darkness Ablaze, and it's just eyes are just so like,
He's chilling, dude. Look at the mouth. Look at his mouth. He's just like, yeah, I'm chilling on a rock.
He's like, I could get swept away by the waves.
Next one up, and this one's exciting. Remember we were talking about we did not like these backgrounds because they were
they're just plain,
nothing to it. But this
I
is
like the actual image.
Yeah, me too. Hidden Fate's Shiny Vault, Satoshi Nakai. Nakai has done stuff since Burning Shadows. Now, normally, if you look at Nakai's work, the cards are very detailed, and they don't have this very basic Shiny Vault shiny background, and the backgrounds of the cards look very fleshed out, like very, very detailed. Unfortunately, you don't really get a good example of that here, but if you jump over to Bulbapedia and look up the artist name, you can kind of get a much better look at it. But I just thought this one was funny also because the ability name is Wimp Out. So
yeah, it also looks like he's got a mustache.
It does kind of look like he's got a little bit of a mustache, like a really wide one. He almost looks like the Pringles guy a little bit.
Once you pop, the fun don't stop.
This next one is probably my favorite of the group.
Yeah, just color wise, it's so nice.
And this is from Unified Minds, the artist being Tomokazu Komiya. And Komiya we've talked about before. has done Pokemon Tales, 243 cards, and the cards have like this like colored pencil kind of sketchy look. So I definitely dig this style. I think this is one of the coolest color palettes in a card that we featured in a while. And I don't know. I just really, really like this one like a whole lot. I just think it's really cool. Just, I don't know. I think it's just the color palette because it's not particularly well drawn, right?
Yeah, it's just like a 2D art look style to it.
Yeah, it's just highly stylized.
Yeah, I know it's on a card, but
and then we have our Wimpod from the Pokemon Go set. I had to put this in there obviously because it's relevant with the ability Punk Out. And if your opponent has any Pokemon V in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost, so it could literally just Punk Out and leave. But look at its retreat cost if you're just normal, 3 colors. So that's
so much
expensive for a 70 hit point Pokemon. But this one is from Miki Tanaka. Tanaka, another long-time illustrator, going all the way back since Fossil. And we've talked about Tanaka before. And I don't know if you remember when we did Art of the Week on Kakuna, and there was this one Kakuna card that I really liked. It was like the Kakuna that was hanging from a tree. That was a Tanaka card. So,
okay.
Yeah, cool to see the same artist doing more modern cards. But if you look over at let me see, where is it? Let's go back one screen.
Well, quickly look at the card too. There's like a piece of Wimpod just like chilling out on the side there too.
Is that a piece of Wimpod?
I think so. It's gotta be.
I don't know.
It's the same color.
No, it's not.
Click it. Go make it larger.
It's like brown. It's like a piece of doo-doo or something.
Is it really? No way.
I don't know what it is. It's like a piece of coral. Maybe that's what it was gnawing on. Its attack is gnaw.
Yeah.
But, not a lot of options to choose from a Wimpod, but you can see that the styles of all the artists are very, very varied, which is really cool. But I'll put a link in the description so you can actually look at all the Wimpod cards and let us know which one is your favorite. I am definitely going with the Unified Minds as my preferred artwork for Wimpod.
Now that you said something about that, the other one looking like a Pringles character, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Hey, once you pop, you can't stop.
Once you wimp out, you won't stop. You just become a wimp for good.
So funny. All right. Well, this is what I think we should do, Adam. I think we're 22 minutes in, so we got through the first 3 segments pretty darn quickly. So I say we take a little break. We come back. We can, and I'm excited to talk about the Pokemon Go expansion because we just did Lured Up, and we talked about the TCG crossover in regards to Pokemon Go. Now we can kind of look at the latest amount of information that we have on the TCG side for it, and then we'll talk about Limitless's list of I think they did top 10 of Astral Radiance. I have not dug into Astral Radiance, so I'm actually pretty excited because all I really know about it as far as what cards to look out for are the value of like the Machamp card and what's been very spendy. So I figure Limitless might take a different approach to what's important. And then we'll take a look at the list that that did well over in Santiago and Milan. What do you say?
I say that's a perfect plan. Let's do it. Let's take a break.
All right, everyone. We'll be back right after this. Hydration station.
Water's too far away from me.
What? You got to hydrate so you don't dehydrate.
All right.
Justin said you need to build a Palkia deck. Oh, he took his headphones off. He's probably still running his Raichu. He's probably still running the Raichu deck, just trying to win with it and wonders why he loses all the time. It's like, I built a deck. I got to do something with it. All right, he's coming back. I got to be quiet.
What'd you say about me?
He said, Justin said, now you need to build a Palkia deck.
I only have one Palkia. What am I supposed to do with one?
You're supposed to go to tcgplayer.com. All right, Adam, I'm ready to get back into this business when you are.
I'm also ready to get back into this business.
Go for it.
Welcome back, everyone. just a little housekeeping before we get the rest of the show on its way. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support the show for as little as $1 a month. That $1 is going to get you access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with you fantastic people, especially the ones that are watching us right now. All patrons are eligible to participate in our monthly Pokemon Go and TCGO prize tournaments. Registration's in the Discord, and we hope to see you there.
Adam, I'm competing this month.
You're competing?
Yes, I is.
With
Urshifu, baby. Let's
with
go.
a deck that you pulled right out of the box, or are you spicing it up a little bit?
The deck that I pulled right out of the box, baby.
All right, let's get paired up.
That Just Will provided for me. So shout to Just Will. I want to play with how stuff comes off the shelf and see if it can work, because I've faced very developed and built decks with it, and every so often I pull out a miracle and have made it work.
Like beating a water deck with a fire deck.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's the serotonin I'm chasing with with that deck. So we
want to give a huge shout out and thank you to our gym leaders. Absolutely Ryan, Chris, Grant, Jamal, JD Mojo Jojo, Magikarp Diem, Sue, TN Comics Wiz, and Big Zom Minus. And an even bigger thank you to our executive producer, Tish Smith. Thank you so much. Make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com for links to everywhere that you can connect with us, grab some merch, and leave us reviews.
It's time to talk about Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go. TCG. This is a TCG. Oh, you mean the TCG? Oh, these ones. Okay.
All right. Mewtwo V and Charizard. Oh no, the scalpers.
Oh,
what does it mean?
Remember those videos? And I wish you had it pulled up, but you remember those videos where Pokemon Go was like first releasing like Mewtwo and EX raids? It was just like the intro,
like
trailer.
The Stampedes.
Yeah, well, like everybody was like, "Oh no," and they were looking up at New York and like seeing Mewtwo.
Yes,
that's exactly what that is right there. And the full art V is amazing. It's gorgeous. That's a chase card right there.
I love all the art that we've seen from this set. Is all phenomenal.
Yes.
Even like the Pokestop card looks so great. The Snorlax card of the Snorlax that's in front of someone's like front porch, phenomenal. But really the question I have for you here, because you know the market better than I, is what do you think that this set is going to be from an availability perspective at retail? And when I say at retail, meaning like the GameStops, the Targets, the Walmarts, things like that, the big box stores. Like, I'm just worried that so many more people are going to be getting into this because of the Pokemon Go thing. So all the Pokemon Go players are going to be wanting this, that it may cause the scalpers to kind of come back into the scene because there's a Charizard. And whenever there's Charizard involved.
Well, that's the thing. You have Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise. You have Mewtwo, and you have Eevee. And you don't have to go there, but you can go to PokemonCenter.com and you can see that the Pokemon TCG Pokemon Go Premium Collection, that's $50, is all sold out.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, you just have to go to TCG and then do newest. No, to the right. Just go down where the filter is. Items per page, relevance, just do newest. And it's right there. It says sold out. Oh, you messed it up. Back one.
Did I?
Yep.
Where?
Yeah.
What?
Go down. Right there. See, it says sold out. It's the only thing on the page that says sold
collection. Out. Wow.
Yeah, so that has been sold out. And I've been watching it for several days now because I didn't just want to pre-order the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer box. Because look at that. It comes with a playmat of a shiny Eevee.
It's really
nice. Who doesn't want that?
Dude, that is really nice.
And it comes with a shiny, radiant Eevee, but it's shiny. Let's be honest here.
Trade that one in and get the Japanese version, because the Japanese version holo pattern is way cooler than the US version.
Yes. But anyways, so that, and like that's just kind of like that's just the start. Like that's the stuff that's coming out first, you know?
No, well, that's what makes me worry about this because there's not going to be individual booster packs available. So you're
Yep.
going to have these boxes. So numbers are going to be limited to begin with at big box stores. And you're going to have people like, I don't know. I just think they're going to be gobbling them up. Just Will says, being honest, I don't like the Radiant Charizard. Feels subpar compared to Radiant Greninja. I kind of agree with that. It's not the greatest looking card, but remember, from the scalper's perspective, they just know it's still Charizard.
And it's shiny. And
Yeah.
and not to mention that there is that Radiant Charizard, but there's also a Stage 2 Charizard in the set as well. And you're playing on nostalgia again because you've got the Radiant Venusaur, the Radiant Blastoise, and you've got Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur,
Yeah,
Charmander,
Charmander.
Charmeleon, Charizard, Blastoise, Wartortle.
No,
Like,
they've structured this set exactly right. They've positioned it to get the nostalgic crowd from the Pokemon Go scene, right? They've positioned it to get the the Gen 1ers, right? Because you have
yeah.
such a strong connection to Gen 1 here with the Pikachu. I we were just recording Lured Up and we were talking about how the hat that's on Pikachu in the game was kind of lame, but like now seeing it on the card, it's like, okay, maybe I like it
And that's the
because
only correlation though. Like it's just frustrating. I just wish it actually had, like, here it is, Pikachu on a physical TCG card. If you flip it over, why can't that image be on that hat?
why couldn't it been the Play Pokemon logo with the red, white, and blue? That would have been
Yeah,
so
even that.
cool. That would have been so cool. But I don't know. I just think that this is going to be a really interesting thing to keep an eye on at market. I think you're also going to have a lot of people from the Pokemon Go world that aren't too familiar with the investment side of it, saying like, hey, I need to buy 5 of these boxes so I can keep 2 sealed. You know what I mean? Like, so I just think these things are going to be hard to get. And even
At
if
least at the get-go, because like the singles market is probably going to be dirt cheap, like that's, I mean, just look at the Astral Radiance. Like, I mean, the Radiant Rares from Astral Radiance, Greninja, Howlucha, and Heatran are like $1 to $2. Like, I mean, obviously Charizard will always hold its value, but like I think it might just be a lot less depending on how rare it is. And
yeah,
with it being
I
a
don't know.
smaller set, I mean, there's 78 cards in the set, so I don't know. I'm not sure here.
I don't know. I think that you're just going to see more and more people that aren't used to buying cards buy this, and that worries me because if those people say, "Hey, I'm going to take the plunge and I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to buy some Pokemon cards for the first time ever," and then they show up at the store and there's none there, that's going to, I don't know. I just don't want people to get
But you got to
discouraged.
think too, Pokemon has had this being printed, and they have acquired multiple print shops. So I think like we might see the first ever just super influx of all these boxes at Walmart, Target, at the gas stations, because
Wawa.
yeah, no, because they're at Irving's. I don't know. I feel like we might see so many of these. And there
I
might
don't know.
be a $20 collection with the Radiant Eevee that doesn't come with the mat. Similar to like how they did with the
Oh,
Pikachu.
yeah. Yeah. Yo, but the mat is the coolest part. That looks
Exactly.
amazing. That
Exactly.
looks amazing. But we'll have to see. I think how are stores been with Astral Radiance by you?
So by me, I've had luck with it, but I've also seen a lot more of like Darkness Ablaze, Sword and Shield, Vivid Voltage Elite Trainer boxes. Tons and tons and tons of the Pikachu V boxes.
Yep.
The Cleaver boxes, I saw those. I've seen a resurgence of the Shining Fates Pikachu box, the Shining Fates Shinies, like the $25 box. I did see a second wave of the Charizard in Reshiram, like that big box.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's like I have one sealed and I open one, so like I don't need one at all. I do know that they're going for like $80, so but like to spend 50 and thinking that it's got $30, like
Yeah.
it just doesn't. And I'm not a scalper, so like I don't like that thought is just like if I had that thought, I'd be like, oh well, I look at this Leafeon V and look at this Glaceon V star, like, ooh, I should probably pick those up and hold on to them.
Yeah, Justin said, remind me, was it Crimson Invasion back in the day when Pokemon Go was first launched, right? And then they printed that like crazy because there was like a Pokemon just craze at the time. Was Crimson Invasion that long ago already? Wow.
That's like the
might be
Steam
right.
Siege of our time.
I thought that was like Breakpoint. Wasn't that like the Break era when Pokemon? I don't know. I guess that isn't too far from Crimson Invasion, but let's talk about Astral Radiance, Adam, because you have more experience with this than I do because you've opened quite a bit of it, and I have not. So,
oh well, just a side note, I did pre-order the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box for Pokemon
of course
Go.
you did. Of course you did.
It's the only thing I pre-ordered. I'm just saying.
All right, well, let's talk about Astral Radiance and Limitless's top 10. And if you look here on the side of the page, they give you a quick list of what's important to look out for. And any of these cards jump out at you. And then let's run through the top 10.
All right, so top 10, Miltank. Miltank is a basic with 110 hit points. It has the ability Miracle Body, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V. That's V, V Max, V Star. That's like you just cut 50% of the format right there.
Yep.
So now it forces Dex to have to think like, okay, I need to have it's like a non V attacker,
single prizers.
Yes, some way to take this out. But also its attack is good too. Rollout, it does 10 damage plus 20 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So if they throw 5 bench Pokemon down, you're doing 110 for 2 energies.
Yeah, route. That's called route.
Oh,
yeah,
route.
No,
sorry.
That's solid. That's.
Did I say rollout?
You said roll out.
That's just because that's what Realtek does. Is just always roll out. But yeah, that's just gonna cause a shift in the game. Starmie V, sitting at 190 hit points for 2 waters. It's got Energy Spiral. This is like the highlight attack. This attack does 50 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon.
Oh, wow.
That's insane. Think about you just dropping this down, playing Melanie, attaching a water energy, and then attaching a second water energy, and you're facing Darkrai, who just wiped your Palkia V-Star out by attaching a bunch of dark energies to all their Pokemon, and then you're just like, oh, well, I'll just drop this and one-shot you. It's the perfect counter in a water deck. It's like the revenge Shaman V-Star, only you don't have to go to a V-Star. You can just chill out as a Starmie.
Yeah, and this probably an unpopular opinion. I love this art. I know it's computer generated. I don't know. I think it works for Starmie. I don't know why. I dig it.
And then 8, you got Gardenia's Vigor. This is similar to Welder. Draw 2 cards. If you drew any cards in this way, attach up to 2 grass energy cards from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. That is humongous.
Yeah.
So that right there is grass energy acceleration. You've got dark energy acceleration. So they gave you the tools for grass and dark, but they directly like grass counters dark. So it's, I don't know. Number 7 is Darkrai V-Star. Darkrai V-Star ability, Star Abyss. During your turn, you may put up to 2 item cards from your discard pile into your hand. Dark Patch.
Yeah.
Dark Pulse, 30 for 2 colorless. It does 30 damage. This attack does 30 more damage for each dark energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So even if you had 2 darks attached to this, you're doing 90 damage.
Yep.
So that you can see how that could easily add up. And then you've got trekking shoes, which isn't in there, but it was one of the honorable mentions. Basically, you look at the top card of your deck. You either put it in your hand or put it in the discard. So if it is a dark energy, you just get rid of it, and then you just draw the next card. It's wild.
Nice.
And then you've got Hisuian Samurott V-Star. Ability is Moon Cleave Star. During your turn, you may put 4 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. That's kind of like, it's not that great. But for 2 dark energies, Merciless Blade, 110 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has damage counters on it, this attack does 110 more damage.
So this is a nice 1-2 punch here.
Yeah, and then you've got Galarian Zigzagoon, so you can literally just drop this down, scoop up net, do it again. So if you're not worried about having a bunch of dark energies, this is a nice card. And then that ability to put the damage counters down is really good too, because then you can just like throw the 4 damage counters down. Now you're doing 260. Then you drop the Galarian Zigzagoon. Then you're hitting 270. So that's pretty much all V stars. I mean, not Arceus, but there's ways around it.
No, that seems pretty solid though. That's
and it's also not weak to fighting. Number 5, we've got Irida. It's a supporter. Search your deck for a water Pokemon and an item card. Reveal them and put them into your hand. That is huge.
Nice utility. Yeah.
So you're like, oh, well, I'll search for a Drizzle, and I'll search for a rare, a rare candy or evolutionary incense. So you just go search for both of them.
Right up. Yep. Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And then you've got number 4 is Radiant Greninja. This is awesome. Ability, conceal cards. You must discard an energy card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw 2 cards. Think about the versatility in that. That is any energy in any deck. It's not just for water Pokemon. So you could throw this in your Darkrai deck and be discarding dark energies and drawing 2 cards.
Yes.
So you've got the trade ability, quote unquote, from Zoroark EX or whatever from way back in the day on a basic. You've got Dark Patch back, which is the next card in the list. Yeah, it basically just you play it down. It's just like Metal Saucer.
Yeah, and I'm with Justin here too. Like the quality of the artwork on this card, this Radiant Greninja, is way cooler than the Charizard.
Yes, for sure.
Charizard.
All right. Then next up, we've got Roxanne. It's another supporter. You can use this card only if your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining. Each player shuffles their hand to their deck. Then you draw 6, and your opponent draws 2.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
That is really good. That is
especially endgame.
Yep. Like that just it's reminiscent of N. It's better than Marnie. Just because they only
That's
net
5
2
and
cards.
4. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really like Roxanne. Even if you're just running a one of, you could play Lumineon V to get it. You could play Palpad to put it back in. The only thing you have to worry about is stuff like the barrel if they've got that. And you put them to 2 and then they just draw 3 cards. So, but apparently number 1 on this list is Palkia V-Star with its ability Star Portal. During your turn, you may attach up to 3 water energy cards from your discard pile to your water Pokemon in any way you like. Wow. For 2 waters, Subspace Swell, 60 damage. Plus, this attack does 20 more damage for each benched Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So that is just like the Suicune. So instead of doing 20, it's going to be doing
60 plus.
60, yeah. So that's insane.
Yeah, I went up against a deck that was running this, and I don't know. I just felt grossly underpowered when this thing was ready to go and able to use the ability, and you're just like, watching the animation happen when like the energies are just being pulled from the discard pile and put them back into the Pokemon. It's like, yep, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and boom,
Yeah, and
I'm dead.
base damage, this thing's hitting you for 160.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. And you just pulled the V, right? So
yeah.
see, now you're set up. Now you have to build a deck. Or maybe not.
Well, I mean, I need the physical cards, so I mean.
No, but I don't know. I think you think there's anything missing here that from your experience of just opening, like that's worth keeping an eye out for that's not on the list?
Let me see, because I did see that they had an honorable mention section. A fun card is like the Temple of Sinnoh. Basically, any special energy card attached provides only 1 colorless and not the actual effect. So that could be useful. Mighty Yenna is really good. Basically, it just says, "Oh, you're a Mew VMAX. You just get knocked out." It says if your opponent has any VMAX in play, this Pokemon's attacks cost like three colorless less, and it's three colorless. Wild Tackle for 160.
So
it does 50 damage. So it is one of those cards where it's like you play the Zoroark with the ability to like get rid of itself and then grab any stage 1 and just replace it. That's the card. Like
nice.
there's some potential for a box deck to work for the format.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, Adam, we got one more thing to talk about here, and that's going to be the top performing decks over in Santiago and in Milan. So I guess the first thing we should look at here is Santiago, and this was a 382 player tournament, so not nothing to shake a stick at here. But look who's back on top.
Mew. See, like I don't know, it just stuff that really bothers me is the fact that like the format just feels like, I know that there's a lot you can do right now, but it just feels so stale with it just being Arceus, Mew, Inteleon, and like the occasional Urshifu and Whimsicott.
Well, Inteleon is going to be secondary, right? So that makes sense in a lot of other decks, pairing it with the Arceus, pairing it with the Urshifu. But like, check it out, man. Ice Rider's in here. Like, I thought that was really cool. And there's 2 Ice Rider decks in the top 8, top 6. There's 2 Ice Rider decks. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, Mew is back in force here, coming in first and fourth place here.
7 water energies? Jeez, that's insane.
Which list is that?
That was the first Calyrex one.
Oh yeah. Wow.
But yeah, 2 Mews in the top 4, 2 Inteleon usages in the top 4. So, I mean,
all right, well, let's jump over to Milan. Looks a little different.
Yeah, Urshifu's on top. Let's see what's going on with.
But look, the Malamar made another appearance here.
Let me see here. Okay.
So I
Houndoom Tyranitar. Okay, all right. Tell me more. 3 Tyranitar V.
Oh, yeah,
Cragalanche. Discard
top
the top 2 cards of your opponent's
Tyranitar.
deck.
What?
Single Strike Crush. Discard the top 4 cards of your deck. Marnie, Bosses, Urns, Quick, Evolutionary Incense, Great Ball, Ordinary Rod. 3 Tower of Darkness.
Well, hopefully your opponent doesn't have things that takes care of special energies.
See, and even that's crazy. He's got a 1/1 Umbreon VMAX. I love the Hitmonchan edition. Like, this is such a cool card. Clean hit does 20 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon, this attack does 50 more damage. So 5, 6, 7, 8. You could do 180 with 1 single strike energy.
Nice. No, that's awesome. I don't know.
Okay.
I just love looking at all these because to find the differences, just like what you're doing here, because for a while, like, yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, well, in typical standard rotations, there's always 3 to 5 decks that you see at the top of every single list, every single tournament. So, I think that this
I just
current
like
meta
looking
is
at
no
the
different.
outliers,
What, like seeing the Whimsicott deck in there?
Yeah. And like right now I'm looking at the Zoroark box. And he's got a Wormadam, a Banette, Flapple, Golisopod, Manaphy, Snorlax, Altaria, Swablu. That's pretty cool.
Holy moly.
There's some serious diversity there. I love the Golisopod though. With Hard Time Slash, the stack does 50 more damage for each of your opponents, or 30 plus 50 for each Pokemon V or GX in play.
I don't know. Like whenever I look at these deck lists from these tournaments and I see, like, I guess I'm with you. I don't necessarily want to play the Mew. I don't necessarily want to play the Arceus. But playing these things like the Tyranitar Houndooms just sounds so exciting because it's just, I don't know.
It's different. It's
the
just
zag
different.
when everyone else is zigging, right? It's just like, that's really exciting to me. And what about this, like, Inteleon on its own? Because this is the different Inteleon mainly, right? Oh no, I guess it runs.
That's the VMAX. With Double Gunner, you must discard a water energy card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may choose up to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and put 2 damage counters on there.
So this is a different look. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Okay, so you've got the Octillery line to go search for the the Inteleon VMAX, and then you're just focusing on Sobble Drizzle Inteleon quick shooting.
It's bizarre. This is almost like it's like an Inteleon box deck on its own. It's just various Inteleons.
Wow, this is okay. See,
That's
it's stuff like
exciting.
that. It's stuff like that that gets my noodle going.
Yeah, no, that's super fun. That's super cool. I totally dig that. I totally dig it. But wow, man, a lot going on.
A lot going on. Oh man, I'm gonna have to mess around with my TCGO. We've got the tournament coming up for this month, so I'm gonna have to build something spicy.
Yeah, not gonna use your Raichu again.
Probably not. But maybe with the Vikavolt.
Oh, there you go. But Adam, that's a show, man. We did
All right,
it.
that is a show. I just want to thank everybody who's joined us on the live stream. I want to thank everyone who's listening right now. Just seriously, we appreciate you so much just for hanging out, being here, supporting us just by being in the same ear space, stealing your eyeballs right now. We appreciate it. You can email us info@specialconditionstcg.com. You can leave us a voicemail, text us, send us a picture at 732-835-8639. And Ken, if you have anything else?
I do not, man. We are good to go.
All right. Remember, trainers, if you're affected by a special condition, don't forget to use a full heal. Have a wonderful night.
Good night. All right, everyone in the live stream, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on Twitch, follow us on YouTube if you're wherever you're checking out the stream, and connect with us on our socials so you can know when we're going to go live. But we will be live every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. for this podcast block, Lured Up and Special Conditions. So we hope to see you there. Tish Smith was in the chat lurking. Tish.
She was lurking.
She was lurking, yo. Good night, Tish. Appreciate y'all. All right, Adam, it's a wrap. Thank you so much.
It's a wrap.
I'll see everyone later. Join me tomorrow morning, Instagram Live, 7:30 a.m.
And then 7:30 a.m.
Yeah, baby. And then I'll be back on around 10 p.m. to run some Urshifu VMAX through the TCGO ladder. So see everyone then, and really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.